Hello everybody and welcome to episode 1 of Cooking from the Cave. Today we're going to make double triple chocolate cookies. They've got lots of chocolate, so double triple, hey, who cares. First of all, let's go through the ingredients. You can see here we have our butter, 2 eggs, our cocoa powder, our flour, our sugar. I prefer to use this brown granulated sugar. Up to you, but that's my preference. Then we have 2 chocolates. We have the dark chocolate and the white chocolate. I prefer to buy the compound and make my own chunks because I don't think chocolate chips are very good. Just no taste in my humble opinion. Sometimes I buy these, mainly when they run out of the white chocolate compound. So, right, let's go. Now to make the cookies. First of all, step 1, sugar. First, zero the scales. Zero the scales. And to start with, we need 300 grams. Hope there's enough in this bag. There we go. Come on. Seems quite a lot of sugar, but they're actually not that sweet. Just over the top. 303. Famous road in Somerset, 303. Or Somerset and Hampshire, to do it justice. And Wiltshire. 301. What's a gram? Next, the butter. Get my knife. And zero the scales again, and this butter has been out for about 5 minutes, which in this humidity and heat is more than enough time to soften it. Right, this we require 200 grams, and you can see I'm touching with my thumb. Don't worry, I've washed my hands before, to all those that may be eating them. I wash them in alcohol gel. So, I cannot guarantee that my cookies are 100% alcohol free. Nah, of course they are. Otherwise I won't be able to give them to my little angel students. I'm sure there's a law against that. 174. Got 2 different kinds of butter. The actual butter that I recommend is the one that's on offer. This one actually I don't recommend today or in future because it's just gone up 20 baht. A little bit too much, but hey, 8 grams. You will get to know that I'm a little bit slapdash. I know baking is a science, but hey, you haven't got to be that accurate. It's not like a building. It's not gonna fall down. There, shot straight in the bin. Put the butter and sugar to one side for a minute. Now bowl number 2. As I said, baking is a science. But with what I tend to do is find a recipe and then over time I adapt it a little bit. Like this one states 300 grams of flour and 80 grams of cocoa powder. But I've altered it. And it does work. Yeah. 267, a little bit over. 260-ish. Where, as I said, the recipe that I downloaded said 300. No, 258. Now for the cocoa powder. Now, as you mathematicians would have worked out, 300 of flour and 80 of cocoa powder is 380. So 258 of flour leaves us 122 of cocoa powder to take it up to 380. Yeah, near enough. So you saw my hot plate there. This is a very old cave I live in. I don't know how many years old. And I don't even know if this hot plate works. I've never tried. But I'm sure in its day this was a very modern kitchen. Right. Right. There we go. Mix them together. Now for the next step. Try not to throw the eggs on the floor. Cream the butter. This is called to cream. C-R-E-A-M for your students. For students. Cream the butter and sugar together. As you can see, it's nice and soft. As I said, joy of living in humidity and heat. Don't take long. Remember back in the UK, most of the year you can actually leave your butter outside of the fridge in the old butter dish. There you go. Coming together lovely. You can get your fancy mixing machines, but I actually prefer to do everything by hand. Good little workout this. Oh, coming together lovely. As I said, I prefer to use the brown granulated sugar, but the recipe does say brown, can't remember the word for it, but muscovado sugar I think, but don't quote me on that. But this is the one I prefer. It actually gives a little bit of texture. Right, now for the eggs. I always crack my eggs into a cup. And we don't get any of these horrible little snotty bits or shell, which isn't very nice. And one egg at a time and beat in thoroughly. I've been watching some short cooking videos by a lady called Nikki Dunn, who I can recommend, and she has some lovely recipes on her channel, and she makes it look a lot easier than I do, and I'm sure a lot more professional. Egg number 2. Bring it together. I actually tried this the other day, and I was trying to get my phone to stand up on a tripod and the camera on the tripod. It wasn't very good. The camera couldn't get a good angle, and the phone on the tripod kept falling over. And then I remembered I have this chest thing that's meant to be for when I'm riding my motorcycle, but for a motorcycle it's completely useless because the camera keeps going down and taking videos of my knees, which I can assure you aren't very interesting to watch. Hopefully this is more so, and the 60 baht that I paid for this on Lazada has proved to be a good investment. Right, now add the cocoa and flour. I've had it in 3 stages. Stage 1, I'm not very good at counting. That's 7 spoonfuls. Now kind of fold and mix it together. Don't go too fast, otherwise you end up with it all over your kitchen, like that. I call it my scrape and fold. Scrape and fold. Keep cleaning the sides down. By the way, that lady Nikki Dunn that I was talking about, I'll put a link to her channel. There you go. Subscribe if you like cooking. As I said, she's much better than I am, and she puts up some very, very nice dishes. Number 2. Coming together nicely. Now for the rest. Do the sink. Confession to make. I was doing this the other day and I actually made a full video on it, and then I went into I made them for a year, I don't expect, and I've made them 3 or 4 times lately, been giving them to students as prizes for answering questions on my YouTube channel, and I was making them and they come out fine, but one thing puzzled me was I was only getting about 23 to 25 when normally I get about 30 plus from this mix. And it wasn't until I went to look at the memory in my folder on my computer, I went to look in the folder on my computer, and I realized I was using the recipe for a different cookie. So hopefully I've got it right now, and we should get about 30 plus out of these. Scrape the spoon down. As I said, I have washed my hands in alcohol gel before, so they're not alcohol free. Now for the cookie, now for the chocolate. First of all, the white chocolate, which I don't bother to weigh. My recipe says about 300 grams, but I prefer to go by eye. I do have a rubbish bin, I don't leave it in the sink, by the way. Just break these up a little bit. These have been out for about 20 minutes, so they break easily. Hard bit of doing this is not putting them in your mouth all the time. Now, for the white compound. As I said, don't waste your time with chocolate chips. Make your own. And hopefully my knife skills, which I think are pretty good, will live up to it, and I don't take the end of my finger off and have to go and see the nurses in Payatay, which actually is not the worst place to go, is to see made some good friends amongst the nurses. My first student actually was a nurse in the emergency room, and they like my cookies. So actually, I am insured, but usually a trip to the hospital nurse emergency room costs me cookies. Doesn't look enough. Let's have a little bit more for luck. I prefer extra white chocolate. And as I said, I don't ever bother to weigh how much to put in, go by eye. In life, sometimes life's too short to bother weighing. probably time for buy a new chopping board. But being a cave dweller, being a troglodyte, no female influence in this cave, I tend to make things last. Now some dark chocolate. Hopefully you can see all this and I'm not going to have to make it again. I have to remember to stand back a little bit, arm's length chopping, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Not is very interesting, and I'm sure you'd get the basic idea when I do this and this. Now hands again. We've got our dough, you see it's quite soft. Lovely. Just mix it all in. It's alright. You see, when the dough's ready, it cleans the side of the bowl. You end up with a clean bowl again. Waste not one. Every little bit off the side of the bowl. Right, there's our dough. Next step will be to put that. I actually put it in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, been in my freezer for 5 to 10 minutes. Now ready to make the cookies. Okay. Remember, arm's length again. I don't bother to roll it out and cut it. I have washed my hands again in alcohol gel again. I don't bother to roll them out and use a cutter. This is what I do. They look homemade, I think. Roughly this size. Colleague and friend of mine, Mr. Bean, hello Mr. Bean, who the students know well, said to me once before, some of my food that he's tasted, he finds delicious, but it doesn't look beautiful. But as you know, beauty isn't everything. Taste, and I can assure you these do taste good. Maybe if I made them more beautiful, I could charge a lot more money for them. It's like the French, they have chocolate torte. Torte to me is just chocolate cake. And you experts, I know, there's lots and lots of different chocolate cakes. But why bother giving them fancy names and making them look pretty and just so you can charge an extra 100%? By the way, I do make my best thing I do make is from my most popular is chocolate fudge cake, and I've actually got a Filipino at the moment who's opened a little restaurant and wants to steal my recipe. What do you reckon? Votes below. Should I give up my recipe? Yes or no? all finished. 29 cookies. That's for me. I actually prefer eating the dough than I do to the cookies. As you bakers know, the mixing bowl is always better than the cake. I won't put it in my mouth yet because, as I said, I'm very good with my hands. I use alcohol gel before I touch anything. Like this, for example. In here is my dinner. This is cow pat mu gob, kai dao song bai, and this is ka mu, the shoulder meat from the pig, which is braised, long and slow, very good, very delicious, which is my little extra, which I add to the fried rice, cow pat. But normally get pieces of cucumber with it. I was watching today when he was finishing my order. He picked up the cucumber with his bare hands and put it in. The cucumber's now in a hedge, which I did on the way walking home. Advice to anyone, be very careful of the salad here. I've had more problems stomach-wise with salad than anything else. Right, now for the oven. This little oven is a whole house worth. Cost me 6,000 baht from Robinson's, and I've had this one for 3 years and it's brilliant. It does everything I need and more. Yeah. Roughly 18 minutes at 180. You may need to adjust your own ovens if you're crazy enough to follow my recipe. And by the way, I do have this old box on the table to protect. This is the only place I can really put the oven to protect this lovely table. There we go, all done. I'll try not to burn my hand. There we go, very dark. These are still soft to the touch, but they will continue cooking for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and they will go just about crunchy, but they'll still be soft inside.